Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. Today, I am here to talk to you a little bit about the new Enigma. This is an Enigma Express. This is the new V2 Enigma. Has some interesting stuff. This kind of holster chassis system, I want to introduce you to it and why I think it's a very good way to carry a gun. Today's video is brought to us by Mantis. The Mantis family of products is integral to ASP staff building handgun and carbine skills and are your most economical and fastest path to improvement in your skills too. Whether you choose the X10, the Laser Academy, the Blackbeard, or use them all in concert, they will help your practice be more effective, efficient, and fun. Go check them out, pick up a unit, and thank them for sponsoring today's video. I'm gonna take this off in a minute. I'm gonna give you some close-ups of it. Bear with me, okay? I wanna show it to you on person. Now, of course, I am, wearing this over my clothes right now, and this is goofy. This is like open carry Enigma. This is the Filster Enigma. This particular one, the V2 with an HKCC9 in it. So they actually sell this now completely configured. Back in the old country, you have to get the chassis by itself, attach your own holster to it, figure out all your accessories. It was kind of like a set of Legos, okay? Or like you were getting a holster system at IKEA. Now they sell an awful lot of high quality models of firearms pre-configured, the HK models among them. You can get a VP9, a VP9, which will also fit the P30. You can get a CC9 as well, okay? So cool, if you're into the HKs, which you should be, I'm only serious, you can get them pre-configured, that's cool. I have been an Enigma wearer and user, not every day, mind you, okay? So my everyday, I usually still wear a belt and go about like that with a belt and a holster that's attached to the belt. But when I'm either in very casual clothes like this, bumming around the house, I work from home, right? I run ASP and I do a lot of work from home. Or if I'm in very formal wear, like if I am in a suit, which happens generally if I'm at a wedding, a funeral, I don't wear a gun to go to court because it's too much of a pain in the butt to get in and out of it, okay? But if I'm in those conditions, then I will go to the Enigma. If we do something like go to the ballet or something, I put a suit on, something like that. So right now this is over my clothes and you can see I have the leg leash on here, the system itself. And if you're paying attention at home and you know what you're looking for, I am wearing a sport belt. Okay, so that is how this works. Let me show you how it what it looked like a little bit compared to the OG Enigma. So just by way of comparison, this is my original Enigma. I was one of the kind of, not beta testers, but I got one of the first production models of Enigma that exists. This particular one is OG. So it's got this kind of, exterior plate kind of switch here. It's a little wider, a little more flexible, has the older, larger buckle on it. Yes, it does have a sport belt. Probably the only thing that I've replaced since I started using this was the sport belt because I got smaller. If you watch the video that I lost 80 pounds, the belt that I had wasn't working anymore, so this is a smaller version of that. And then I have a Lenovo Designs Papoose on it because it makes it a little bit more comfortable, the original leg leash on it. And, again, when I got this, I had to take the holster, put it on the Enigma myself, kind of figure out how to configure it, which didn't take me too long. They have really good guides on this stuff on their website. A couple things that I really like about it is that this sport belt is super nice. It's just a little stretchy, just stretchy enough that it'll kind of mold and move with you as you go about your day. And infinite adjustability I love as well, because then again, if you have a big lunch or you get a little dehydrated, you can adjust it as the day goes on. So this is my OG Enigma. Some features that I really like about this little holster. First of all, it's completely configured and it also gives you the ability to adjust your tuck on the grip side and on the optic side. And you can do that by changing where your holster loops are here. So if you want a little bit more like this, this is like how I have it, then you can keep this in here and just this tucks it a little tighter. If not, you can send it out to the second one here, and that gives you a little bit less, but a little bit more flexibility, okay? Same thing here, I have this kind of in the middle piece. You could put it on the outside piece of that if you wanted to. So again, it adjusts for your tuck. The other couple things that I really like, the new faceplate, the edges on it are very rounded, and that's nice. One of the things that I noticed in the old one, before you wore it in, and I kind of wore mine down a little bit with a little bit of real high grit sandpaper, when you go to draw a lot, so if you're dry practicing a lot, what would happen here is you would cut up your fingers. And now that's done. Also, this little texture job here, you can see this little texture bit on the faceplate. It makes your clothes that are over it here kind of adhere to that, so your clothes kind of move less. And I really, really like that. They have a mid-ride holster here, so this is kind of a mid-conceal, mid-top holster. In the CC9 at the very least, the only one I've got right now, you can hear good, real good, positive click there. Hopefully you could hear that. Very good positive retention, but also gives you enough space here, right? So when you're wearing this, you really want enough space to get your fingers behind the gun. And when I'm holding this up here, when it's not blocked by, well, you can't see that. When it's not blocked by the desk, you can see here that I can put my full grip on there and get a claw grip in order to get the gun out. So it's very thoughtfully done, and it's all pre-assembled, and that's very good. Next thing that I really do like this redesigned leg leash. So a couple of things for it. Number one, it's a little bit more robust. I never had a problem with the old one, but that clicks in with really good kind of positive click. Comes out very positively as well. One other nice little thing, you see this little kind of bit here? This is like thermoplastic molded, and this side of it has a little stretch. I really like that because this, nylon stuff is great, it's fine, but it's not got any give to it at all. And so I like having a little bit of give so that, again, as you move around or the holster moves around, things move around on your body, it gives you just that little bit of extra stretch so that if you're using the original kind of leg leash, the 1-point leg leash, which I'm using, I like it. This is a little bit of a good upgrade. They've also put in there a 2-point leg leash. So what you would do with this one here is it comes, you see this one kind of goes down to this piece here and back. What you have instead on this one, if you want, is they have put in, oh gosh, where the heck did I put the other piece of it? I'm sorry, I don't have the other piece of it sitting here, but they've put in a second one of these that is a single point. So then that way what you would do is you would loop this through and then it comes together at the top when you have the other piece of it as well that, of course, I decided to misplace for this video. Gotta love that, right? And so what this does is goes down, it goes between your legs basically. So it kind of, sets right next to your twig and berries or, your wedding bits, and then comes back around and over. And so then you can connect it to the back of that as well. So you can slide this over and back, and then this can come back up and into here. So this gives you a little bit more options. You use this piece here. So if you want a kind of a single point there or a double point, you can do either, and I think that's good. Now, as always, I love the sport belt, but I want you to recognize that the sport belt is an add-on, okay? So sport belt is a secondary piece. I really love the sport belt because some people like it, some people don't, all right? I've had 2 surgeries on my low back, so I like having a little bit more back support. Gives me a little bit better there. It also, again, stretches just a little bit, so it gives me a little bit more kind of flexibility with my day. I like that. Some people really like the fact that on the sport belt, you also have these little pockets that are in it so that some people like to keep other things in there, whether that is your OC spray or medical, or some people will carry a spare magazine or whatever. And that's fine too. I tend to not use that for that. I just tend to leave the sport belt the way it is. That's just kind of who I am and how I do things. But I do really, really, really like the sport belt, but it is an additional charge. So in the end of things, I think this is a winner. I think this is absolutely updated. Look they even give you stuff like, put this side towards your body. That's pretty smart. That's for the newbies in all of us, right? Now, straight up, okay, from a financial perspective, the folks at Filster, John and Sarah Houtman, sent me this holster. They're a sponsor of Aspen, has been for years and years, and they get my feedback on products. I'm not a product designer for them. I would not ever say that, but they like, hey, what do you want? What do you want to see? What do you like? What do you not like? And they're awesome partners, okay? And the other part of this is this Enigma is not cheap, guys, straight up. So in this configuration right now for a CC9, for the Enigma Express V2 with a sport belt, so that's a $38 option, okay? So the sport belt adds 38 bucks, but as it sits, 190 something bucks, and you're like, $190? Holy crap, John, that's crazy expensive. I don't disagree with you, okay? But it's not cheap. But you got to think, you know, you're putting a gun in here that, golly, man, my CC9 with an optic on it that's $1,000 gun or more, a $1,200 gun for goodness sakes. So you know, you're going to spend at least $100 on a good holster in 2025. That's what that is. And what this does is it divorces it from your clothes. Now, again, if you're somebody who wears clothes with a belt loop, that's a quality belt loop, you're wearing jeans all the time, or dress pants that have a quality belt loop, you know, 1.5-inch belt loops that you can put a gun belt on, okay, fine. But if you wear professional clothes, or you want to wear a dress belt, or you're a lady who doesn't, you know, wear belted clothes, you're wearing skirts, or you're wearing yoga pants or dresses, guys, in the summertime especially, you're wearing shorts, sweatpants like I'm wearing right now. I mean, this is just a killer option for that. This is absolutely my go-to resource. I work from home, right? So I live in sweatpants a lot. And if I need to just go to the grocery store real fast and make a milk run, which happens, I'm the cook in my house. And so I go, oh man, do I want to get all the way dressed and put my big boy pants on and all that? Or do I just want to throw my Enigma on, put my gun in it, throw my OC spray in my pocket and go? And a lot of times that's what I will do. And I think it's a fantastic option. I think that the new faceplate is very nice. I love the fact that they're supporting HKs. They're supporting HKs because they love me. John, Sarah, I love you. Thank you so much. And of course, a whole bunch of other guns, right? So if you go on their website, I always tell folks there's kind of a clue detector on here. If you can't find on our holster suggestions, our holster kind of recommendations, if you can't find your gun on that recommendation, there's maybe a clue there that maybe you want to think about. Is that a good defensive firearm? Maybe yours is, and we're wrong. Happens. But maybe something to think about. So a lot of models of this. I really like the features of it. I really think it's a useful tool. It's not cheap. Quality stuff isn't. And you got to think about how much this stuff takes to manufacture, plus the assembly work is kind of handwork that takes quite a bit of time. So I get it. It's not cheap. Welcome to 2025. Our money isn't worth anything. But this is a really good solution. It's what I use when I'm going to the store, when I want to carry my smaller gun, the CC9. It's quality stuff. Hope that helps you today.